Okay, I think we are live, but let me just double check. Yep, there we are. Let's just see. Just want to test the sound.
Okay, I think we are live.
All right. Hello, everybody. Hello. So today's vlog is going to be a live stream, and I'm here with my friend Christine.
Hello.
So this is going to be really interesting. I'm kind of excited. There we go.
Yes.
Get full eye contact. I'm excited for this one because part of this journey has been really me being as open-minded as possible. I feel like everything, all these perspectives I had, everything I believed in when I became an entrepreneur kind of just went out the window, especially when it comes to like what I'm capable of and how much I doubted myself and how people work and how you can, how I could achieve a goal that I set for myself without having to be this defined version of whatever good enough is. And part of that is like, just talking to other people and seeing what they believe. And I told this to Christine. So Christine is a psychic.
Hey.
And I'm going to have her introduce herself in a minute, but I do want to just start this out by saying like what I think of just psychics and energy and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know like what the word, like the overall term is for that, but I told Christine this was that like I've just been generally skeptical. And really, it's just been this, like, I'm trying to be open-minded and trying to just see what I can learn to kind of help me be inspired to think differently.
Yeah.
And we just did a reading, and it was awesome, honestly.
Thank
and I
you.
told her, I was like, I feel like this should be like a regular thing. And regardless of what you think of psychics and like whether you believe in it or not, I do believe in Christine's ability to read people and all the research that she's done on all of this stuff, because she really, we haven't really known each other that long, but her perception and the insight she was able to share with me just was like really on point, and not that she like predicted anything, because that's where I'm like super skeptical, but in terms of like, there are these things that I've been struggling with, and she was able to like pinpoint, give me suggestions as to how I can overcome them, which is so helpful, because I don't need someone to tell me what my problem is. I need like suggestions and advice. Yeah. So Christine, introduce yourself and tell them like what you do, how you got into this maybe.
Yeah. So my name is Christine Deloach, and I am CEO of a company called Truth Intuitions. And we are just passionate about the spiritual world in general and bringing better awareness to what psychic work is. And I know that the perception is generally, oh, Miss Cleo, or something that is so occult and scary.
Yes.
But it's really empowering when you realize we're all energy, and you can actually use the energy to your benefit in order to manifest the things you want in your life. So how I got into this whole industry, I have vivid dreams, like really vivid dreams.
I have like no dreams.
Oh my God.
And they're so boring when I do have them. Like seriously. It was like, this is like one of my favorite stories to tell. When I was with my ex, my dream was we were in a car driving down PCH. It was like literally that.
Was it a Prius?
It was just his car. It was just, this is what we're doing.
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, mine's are a little bit more intense.
I'd still take that as a sign as my life is so crazy already.
Exactly. No action movies in your dreams. You got to chill. But for me, I would keep a journal and keep a log. And I started to notice when I would revisit my log that they would happen. My dreams would actually happen. And those are actually called premonitions. Who would have thought? And I told my family about it, and apparently my grandmother had that gift, actually.
Oh, wow.
So I shared that with my best friend, Erica, and she actually gave me a deck, my first deck. I'm really into Oracle and tarot cards. So she gifted me my first one in 2010 when I moved back to DC from New York. And I would do readings for fun. There was no pressure with it. But then when more friends started to ask me for insight, I was like, hey, I think I'm on to something. And you guys, you probably should pay me for these services.
Right.
Yeah. So from there, I realized that's something I naturally love to do. Like, I love to work with people. I love to just sit down and get to the root of the matter. And I love for people to feel in charge of their lives. Like, I don't like the blame game. I don't like when people feel like just giving up. So I was always there anyway to be that friend of support. But these cards allowed for the person in front of me to see their story laid out in front of them, which was really crazy to me because I went to Catholic high school. I went to like a Christian church, and I wasn't involved in the mystical. So I had to do the legwork. I mean, thank God for the internet and books and a library card, but that's how I became more relaxed about the subject. And from there, I grew and grew in my passion. I ended up working for a company called Purple Ocean, and it allowed me to do readings for people all around the world. Mm-hmm. And that's when I was like even more floored, because a person doesn't need to be with you in order for you to tap into their energy. For example, if you're like thinking of someone, all of a sudden they text you or call, there's that energy exchange that happens that we don't even realize. So whether they're in Australia or over in Japan, I can still do a reading session with them. Mm-hmm. So that type of flexibility is what I always wanted in my work and career. And so I just laid the groundwork like, hey, I don't want to just be at a desk when I have like this like secret superpower. Like I want to be out there saving the world and giving people hope. So I put in the action steps, moved my butt out to California where this type of work is even more welcomed. And I've just kind of been hitting the ground running ever since.
Yeah. And what's cool about Christine, because the way that we met actually is like, she's an entrepreneur. No, she's an entrepreneur. She's an entrepreneur. And you guys, that's my thing. Yeah. And yeah, tell me how you found me.
Yeah, so I was moving to Long Beach, and I Googled just things to do in Long Beach, and eventually I came across WeWork Long Beach, and I was obsessed with the WeWork community anyway back in DC, because we have several locations, and it was on my vision board to eventually have my business, my brand grow out of WeWork. So I put it into the search, and then old Heather there pops up. And I'm like, I have to find this girl. Like, I am obsessed with her. So I went into Facebook and found her and sent a message. And she has very open energy. And like I could sense that. Like, you'd be open just saying hi. And from there, she was awesome. Like, super friendly about just contact me when you make that leap. So when I got to Long Beach, I happened to be in WeWork.
This is so crazy.
And I look up from like my readings, and there's this girl over there, but she has purple hair. And I'm like, wait, the Heather I reached out to didn't have this kind of hair, but whatever. Like, let me just walk over. Hey, I'm Christine. And there you are.
Yeah, and I was like, I can't believe
it was so amazing. Perfect law of attraction. That's
oh my God, that's so crazy. Yeah. So, I mean, first of all, I commend you for making that leap, because I can't imagine, I don't know if I could do that. You know, that's like, that's very admirable for you to do that.
Thank you.
So right there, already open to all the opportunities and stuff like that. To go back to like what you do. What is like the most common question that you get?
Oh, is he coming back?
Oh, really?
That's the most common.
That's so
is he coming back?
funny.
Is the most common. The next is when did, like, how did you get your psychic ability? Is it something you studied and then you got the gift, or is it something that was natural? Those are the two most common questions. Oh no, the other common. Are you gonna tell me if I want to die? Like, bro, no, I'm not gonna do that. And honestly,
that's weird.
Yeah, but people are interested. And the death card in the tarot, because there are, like, I have a couple decks that the death card is actually in there, but it's really about rebirth, right? It's like the phoenix. The phoenix has to die. The old ways, the old patterns, the old perceptions of life have to die in order to make way for the new phoenix, the new rising of your true essence. And you want to, there's like a Buddhist statement that says you want to constantly be dying throughout life, because that means you're expanding at an amazingly open rate.
That gives birth to the
new things. Like, DC had to die.
Right.
But Trump, I don't want to be there. Mm-hmm. So now I'm born here, and I'm able to really connect and be this new version of myself.
Do premonitions just come to you?
Yeah. Meditation actually opens your third eye and assists with that. I really feel that we all have this gift. Some are more open than others. So that's the only difference. I'm not no better, no different.
It's like intuition.
It's just intuition. It's just a heightened intuition. So I was meditating for some time, and I would notice that like my premonitions will become even clearer. And then also, I don't just like discard things as like trivial information. I take down everything because it matters to me. And I notice, because I am aware and in tune of the details that many may overlook, that's how I'm able to capture and understand these premonitions.
See, and that's kind of why I started to give this more of a chance is because what I'm trying to do is that I feel like I don't ever dismiss anything. It all gets stored in here, but I want to figure out how to manifest that into inspiration for what I do, you know? And that's why just even talking with you about how you do things and how you read things has already given me like so much insight. Zachary says, tarot is dope. I have the Ace of Swords on my forearm tattoo.
Yes, I love the Ace of Swords. New inspiration, taking charge, that like mental capability. I love the Ace of Swords as well. That's awesome.
So Christine, like I can vouch for what she, you know, the reading that she just did for me. If people want to reach you, they can go to your Instagram.
Yeah, go to my Instagram. It's Vibes and Things. Vibes, A&D, Things. And just shoot me a DM and we can figure out a time to schedule. I do in person in California, but then also Skype or FaceTime. Like I mentioned before, we don't need to be in front of one another. I can tap into that energy anywhere. Then you can be in the comfort of your home. You can be in your pajamas. Right. Kicking it, you know? Right.
So the reason why I asked is because I know you're trying to expand your clientele base and stuff like that, but I just feel like you have so much to give. Like, I don't think you realize, like, there's just so many, I honestly think that there's like classes you could teach. Just even how you see, I mean, I guess I feel that way when people talk to me about my vlogs because I don't think that way. Like, I don't think like I have all this knowledge to offer. They're just videos to me, but I kind of feel like people could, like, I could say that about you. So the reason why I say it is because, like, what would your just general advice be for someone who is maybe struggling with something?
Okay.
Just coming from where, you know.
Yeah, like where the energy is. Would be to understand that the struggle, like, it's a pendulum swing. So you're going to have your good, you're going to have your bad. The pendulum has a swing and you can manage how dramatic that swing is, right? So why would we even want a life that's just purely good all the time?
Of course. I know.
It'd be like that's boring. Like, you have no contrast. So allow the contrast theory to work for you. Allow yourself to understand in those darker moments a better appreciation for what you do want. And you can really build better from that space of knowing the dark side. Your yin yang, both of them are quality. It's like having just a meeting with the other parts of you that you don't often get to visit with. But those darker moments are still valuable. And don't compare yourself. Like, I would say stay off of social media. If you're going through it sometimes, I don't really want to see other like people blissfully like getting carried away. Or if I'm going through money problems, I don't want to be on someone's Instagram who's like out in Cabo and just freaking kicking it. Like, that's not the time or the place. So manage your energy better. Like, know that maybe a little alone time, maybe time with spirit and meditation is really something to shift things because you are in control. Nothing happens to you. You create the experience around you. So once you understand that and you take charge of it and you hold on to it, you can allow the energy to move fast through adversity and get you back to that place of peace.
Wow. Yeah. See, like, even just like thinking of it that way is so different from what we're told to think.
Yeah.
You know, it's like people don't, I mean, I've learned to do this, I guess, through the hard way, just through my entrepreneurial journey, but I just embrace the adversity now because I know I come out stronger at the end, always. Like, I just see it as another opportunity to level up.
Exactly.
But sometimes you need someone to kind of guide you in that thinking, especially when you're constantly, like, when you grow up in a society where failing is wrong.
Yeah. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zachary says he'll check you out, and I gave him your Instagram. I'm trying to see, what can you tell me about like astrology? Like, because I think that's what most people commonly know.
Yeah. So I am not really into just checking your horoscopes because I feel, and we talked about this earlier, your sun sign is just the part of you that's presented to the world. That's the face that you put on for the world. There's so many different layers. There's your Venus, and the house that corresponds with Venus is how you interact in relationships and companionship. And then you have your ascendant sign, your moon sign. Your moon sign is how you carry out your emotions. So really, if you want to go deep into astrology, which I have friends who are super deep into that, it's just too much for me and I just rather not. But if you want to understand, don't just go and find your horoscope and just attribute it to your life automatically.
Yeah, see, that's there's confirmation bias.
Everyone is so different, so unique. So down to the date of your birth plus your birth time, gives you your unique birth chart. And from there, if you want to do the research and understanding, okay, you can embrace it because it's pretty freaking eerie.
Yeah.
But beyond that, just me seeing you on your good day and saying, oh, she's just completely nice all the time really affects me. If I see you on your off day and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I freak out. Like, no, we can't be judged by one face of ourselves. So that's why I'm a little like, if you want astrology, get the depth of astrology. Don't just take the surface and run with it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. For someone who like is your potential client but doesn't know it yet, what would you say to them? Like, when is the right time to see you?
Oh, just when you're balanced emotionally. I have some clients sometimes that come sobbing and they're in this lower vibrational state. And I say, that's the time you do not want to see a psychic because you're not going to hear the message the same way. And don't put that on me where I have to now tell you he's not, he's not, or like he's not coming back and you're already sad. You know, like it's come to me when you're open and it's like, you just want the truth. Whether it's good news or whether it's, you know, like adverse news. I don't really believe in bad news, but it's like challenging news. Just understand that, be open because spirit is just channeling a message that is going to be in your highest interest and your highest good. So that's what I would tell my new clients is just to come open-minded, like you did, like you have these thoughts and these perceptions, but you're like, let's see. Just come curious. That's all I ask. Come curious and come balanced.
Yeah. And honestly, like I'm kind of glad because you're right. Like I think that people seek out psychics or they go for the first time when they're either super drunk and it's like they're, you know, there's a psychic in the street or when they're like in a very, I don't know, extreme emotional state looking for some kind of answer. But I really liked how I was just like, you know what, I don't know, maybe I was even feeling kind of plateaued, you know? And then it was just like, this is what's happening, but you provided a different way of looking at it. You know, and that really was just so helpful.
That's awesome.
Phoniar says, true, just added you on IG.
Awesome. I'll add you back for sure. Yeah.
Let's see. Do you guys have any questions? Like, if any of you guys have been interested in psychics, I wish my roommate was here because she would have like a million questions for you. Let's see. Energy 101. Maybe someone who just never, because I like literally, this is as of in the past year where I was just like, energy.
What is energy? So what I like people to understand when they come to me too is that I can read energy a particular way because we talked about momentum, right? So this is with predictions because I do predictions too and I'm pretty good at it. With predictions, you can always change the course of things. Nothing is set in stone. So if I deliver something that isn't like the most hopeful or optimistic, let's get to the groundwork. Let's figure out what you want. Let's figure out how to get it because you can shift that vibration. But how energy works is it throws out a momentum that flows for a while. The same way you may take something and throw it across the floor, you can pretty much predict the path that it'll go, but only to an extent, you know, and then it just kind of stops and you have to keep believing a certain thing or keep pushing it in order for the momentum to continue. So I really let people know that like nothing that you come to me with is like do or die, life or death. You're coming to me because you're open. You have the power, the tools. Let's figure out how to use your tools effectively to get you the life that you want. And that brings me to manifesting. Like that's my jam. I love talking about manifesting work. I posted a YouTube video about that actually on my page. And it's all about really understanding this external world around us is just, it's like, it really is the Matrix, honestly.
That's
it's purely the freaking Matrix. And it's just a reflection of our internal circumstances. So if you're, you know, a scarcity mindset, then you're going to have circumstances around you that promote that same vibration. So just understanding that nothing is solid, everything's in flux. And what do you want to do about it?
Yeah. I feel like I need to see you like day one. Like, cause I'm glad, you know, I'm glad it played out this way, but it's like all the conclusions that I have come to understand. Phoniar says, I'm all about energy and you're speaking my language. One question, elements really matter, right? As far as relationships go, like I know earth and fire don't go together.
Don't buy into that. Unless that's your story. Okay, so this brings me to my next thing.
She says,
I'm all about stories. So the world projects to you or hands you these stories. And what do you want to believe in? What do you want to buy into? If you think, because I did the same thing thinking I'm a Cancer and I can't really date, you know, like Capricorn or Aquarius, whatever. But that's bullshit because I've met like this couple in the Uber. Oh my God. He was like, oh, I've been married to my Cancer queen for like 40 years. I'm like, dang you. Like, really? They are compatible. So elements, if that's your story, then that's what's going to be projected into your reality. But you can shift that. If you see someone and then they're of like mind, body, spirit, and there's that cosmic connection, there's that chemistry that's there, then rewrite that story and just be open. The biggest name of the game is be open. Like, forget the rules. I hate rules. This is why I never pledged back at Howard. Forget the rules and just flow with it. Just flow, enjoy, and make them up as you go.
He says, in my understanding, it's all about your frequency. If you decide to be negative, you set your frequency on negative radio channel. As an analogy, we are all frequencies and we choose our frequency, not my story. Yes, what you project is what becomes reality. Yes,
beautiful.
Yeah.
I love
you. Awesome. So for like premonitions, going back to that, because that's more like that I can't understand. I can get by that it is an intuition.
Yeah.
Is it something that you just like sit and think and it'll just go? It'll just
for my predictions?
Yeah.
My predictions are so trippy. Okay, so like we have our senses, we hear, we see, we just feel, right?
Yes.
There's a spiritual like sense on the other side. So I'm clairaudient. I'll just hear things. Like if a song pops into my head out of the blue and keeps playing, I'm looking at the lyrics because it applies to something that's either going to happen or a person that needs to hear a certain message. I'm clairvoyant, so I see images. Like I was doing a reading for someone and a red balloon popped into my head. And then I'll look up, because Google is our source. I'll look, oh, what is the meaning of like a red balloon? Because I'm being led to say this message. I'm clairsentient, where I just feel. I did a reading for someone and my back started to just act a little weird. And they were having back concerns. They had issues with their, they had issues with their base chakra. And then I'm claircognizant, where I just kind of know stuff. Like, I don't know, like I just know it. And I feel we all have these things, just like some of us have great eyesight because we eat our carrots. Some of us have better hearing or whatever, but we can train them. Yeah.
I just like honed in.
In and I train and I ask God for more. I want more. I want more, you know? And because I ask for more, it heightens that ability because I'm open to it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Phonier says, I love you back. Let the energy flow. I can feel your energy from the screen. Your vibrations are super strong. There you go. Let's see. I'm just like trying to think of all the questions I had when I wasn't open-minded to this stuff.
Yeah.
Tell me about the cards. Like, how does that translate into like
the cards?
Messages, I guess.
Yeah. So I love cards. I love cards because they allow people who may have those doubts with you just kind of flowing with information. They kind of like seeing things, and we're in this material world. So it makes sense that you would kind of want something in front of you. So we are source energy. So we're made to be creative.
You kind of already kind of get a sense of the person just by being in their energy. Yeah. Like this kind of like helps them.
Exactly. It helps them. And then I'm also like just drawn to tons of decks, but my hands will just go to the deck that I feel like just most resonates with you. And so that's where vibration, that connectedness to energy just comes through. And then when you flip a certain card, there's no such thing as a wrong card because it was meant. Like all things are meant. There's no accidents. There's no like, oh my God, failures. They're just messages that are meant to be there for you, specifically for you. And that's what I feel with my clients and cards. Like
see, can I like entrepreneurial thought interruption really quick? What I really love about Christine is like she's the epitome of trusting herself. She completely trusts herself and like embraces like, this is my gift. I own it. I'm so confident in it.
It took a while to get there though.
Yeah. And that's what I need to do more of. Is just like, I feel like I spend a lot of time thinking, should I?
Yeah.
And then just hours will go by. And then, so that's why I even had my brand is called HeatherJustCreate. So when I like, should I? Well, yes, just do it. But, this is just who I am. So I'm always going to struggle with that. But I love this. Like, I love the confidence. I just want to.
Thank you. I mean, I used to be, especially, I graduated. People ask me, did you go to school for this? No, I went to Howard. I majored in journalism. I'm from a 2-parent household who sent me to church. And you have these things that I used to feel nervous about sharing, especially within the Black community. I didn't want it to seem like taboo or devil's work and sorcery, all that. Right. So I had to really build it up. And I noticed something though. This is what really tripped me out. When I was kind of hesitant about my gift and I kind of was doubtful about expressing it with someone, I would meet a client who didn't trust me either. Or I would meet a person who played more into my fears. If I spoke with a little bit of doubt, they would just go ahead and, yeah, I doubt you too, because like attracts like only. So when I realized, holy crap, the people around me are just the mirrors back to me of who I am and what I am, what I can achieve, that's when things really started to shift for me. I was like, no, I want to attract better clients. So I got to believe in myself. So I attract people who believe in me too. And I did the self-work from there.
Yes. And see, this is why I've become so much more open-minded with energy and stuff, is because that's how it works in business. Like, I'm not even kidding. That's how it works for my entrepreneurial journey is like, the clients that I would attract, or even the subscribers, you know, like, because I'm sure everything, it just translates into what you guys watch, you know, and that's why I'm just so much more open-minded, and I'm wanting to talk to Christine about this, and I'm so glad that you're here doing that too, because I think there's something very practical to be learned by it, despite what you might think of it. So really quick, let's see. Amazing Production says, my grandfather reads cards and he's extremely good at it. That's awesome. Phoniar, do you believe that everything is inside of us, and by manifesting, actually seeing everything in reality before they happen, we pretty much draw or paint our life by believing in actuality? Is that a question?
Yeah. You create and make anything. Yeah, you believe it in, and you also, because we talk, I manifesting is there's levels to it. There's levels to it because, like we said before, it's the story. And then it's also creating the emotion of gratitude and excitement and bliss, because those are the things that really propel your existence around you. And then it's allowing, a lot of us have control issues. Like, we ask universe for something, a new car, whatever, but we doubt because, oh, I don't have the money right now. Oh, no. Like, and we just have all these anxieties around it. And universe is like, dude, like, let up, relax, so I can deliver to you. Think of it the same way I heard this analogy a while ago about going to a restaurant and placing an order. And when you go, you choose something from the menu, you order it. You would not constantly go to the waiter and be like, remember I ordered this? Remember I ordered this? Remember I ordered this? Or go back to the kitchen. Is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? That is so obnoxious.
You know it's coming.
You know it's coming. You just trust it. So just approach life that way. Yeah, just have conversation with your friends, do other things. And when you're not looking, it seems like the food just comes, yes, it's time to eat. Because when you're in that mode of mindfulness and you're just rooted in the current circumstances and you're having fun,
I love it.
Man, life just flows to you and your life looks pretty good as a result.
Best way to be super confident is to have no meaning of the word fear, doubt, or regret. As long as those three are not in your DNA, then you can create and make anything possible by just believing in it. You're speaking my language. Yes. There you go. That was my next paragraph. After that, you just said it. Have no doubt, feel gratitude, and let it flow.
Let it flow.
Yeah.
It's hard, though. I had to train myself. I'll have to do, surrender activities.
Yeah, that's the thing. 'Cause just because you're psychic and you believe all these things, you have your hard days.
Yeah, hell yeah. And, reading for myself, I can't tell myself when I'm, gonna make it, or tell myself when I'm gonna get married. No, this gift is in me, because I'm also asked that. Don't you just know, about dating? Yeah, I can sense someone's energy, and if they're good or bad. But then emotions cloud things, because now I have an agenda. Now I either want it to work or whatever, and you're not coming from a balanced state. And that's why certain gifts are given to us as a form of servitude, service to others. They're not just for us, So yeah.
I 100% agree with that, because people see me as this I coach people, I consult people, I train people, and it's hard to do it for myself, because it's just you're in it, you're biased, you have emotional attachment. So see how practical it is. I love this. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to see I guess we can talk about what you read for me. I'm trying to see. That. Yeah. Well, okay. So one of the things was I've been having a lot of trouble I've been struggling with this idea of not being able to be friends with entrepreneurs. It's something I haven't really talked about in the vlog, so I won't make this the focus of it. But basically, I feel like entrepreneurs have been difficult for me to build friendships with, because I always feel like it's just an eye for an eye. I do this for you, you do this for me. And sometimes I kind of question, why are we hanging out? Are we just hanging out because this is us biz dev? This is us, building that relationship so that you kind of are in the pocket. And Christine helped me to see this differently. Because basically, I'm not going to lie, like last week, I was just like, I'm just going to go in thinking I'm not going to make any friends. And if it happens, it happens. But that's just how I went into it. It was like, I just was so, like it had happened with 3 different people. And I was like, after the third, I was like, all right, I'm just done. Like I'm tired. I feel very like, why do I keep letting this happen? Is it me? Is it the people I surround myself with? I don't know. But Christine's suggestion was not to like close off. If anything, let it flow. And yeah, like what else did you say? It was like,
you gotta retell your story, because again, it's also about that first initial hurt that we may have in our lives. We then find new people to heal on. So if the first person took advantage of you, then your subconscious doesn't want it to just end like that. There's unfinished business. So you end up attracting someone like that old entrepreneur.
Got it.
And then you are trying to like, okay, rebuild the friendship and hope for something different. Then you get the same result because you came at it with that same old vibration that was not healed through forgiveness. And then you again find the third and the same story replay. So go back to the seed that was planted. Don't declare being closed off to it, because source is all about being open and being in flow. And that's how we manifest the business opportunities that will really help us, the friendships that are everlasting. But also I told you to define what you want your friend to look like and to be like and to bring to your life, because you have ownership over that. Like you declare what you want your friends to look like, and go get a pen, get a paper. This is what friendship means to me, and this is what I want to attract into my reality, and then focus it there. Don't just be closed off to it. Just understand from that contrast what needs to be adjusted within your vibration, because all circumstances are indicative of where your vibe stands. Don't blame them. Blame you. Ownership.
Right. Yeah. And actually that suggestion of writing things down is something that I took away from Christine to just do with everything, because I don't think I've really actually done that. And a part of that is because I'm not really sure what success is, but I should do a better job of writing these things down. Like, what do I, if I had it my way, I guess, what would a friend look like? What would a boyfriend look like? What would the finish line look like? What would success look like? You know, what would my channel look like? I guess, you know, what these things I'm working towards, like I'm not really working towards anything if I don't really know what it looks like.
Exactly.
And so how can I like project that?
Yeah. Right? It's like, just like from witchcraft to, you know, spell work, all the way over to like the blueprints for these major, amazing buildings that started from the written, you know. Paper. So it matters, you know, what we put down, and it just consolidates, it gives direction to universe, and it helps give you like the understanding of focus. I told you earlier, like I define my day. I define what success looks like to me. There's 5 things. And if those 5 things are done, then I'm good. It's a successful day. And then I give myself more props from that experience, which enables my solar plexus to be more open and to be more confident and more assured that I can achieve. So if there's extra goodness that comes, extra goodness is just cherry on top. Then I'm extra blissful. But then if I land below that, I'm like, okay, next time I know I'm going to get those 5, but I know what to tweak and how to tweak it.
Wow, that is like such a practical like thing. That is so good. Yes, because then you feel like you accomplish things.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Elon Musk thinks that we live in a big video game, and by what we project it comes to reality, just like how video games are created and how when we move or play or graphics are made on the floor. That is really great insight about old relations. Beautiful.
And I love Elon Musk because, like, duh.
Yeah, I mean that guy is just like freaking incredible.
He's amazing, and he wants to contribute to the world in this amazing way. He doesn't care. Steal his, you know, his ways of approaching technology. He wants that. He wants people to take it, build upon it, and make it better. Right. And that's what it's about too. That openness.
Right. Exactly. Well, see, I think like with him especially, I just feel like he's like the epitome of that way of thinking. Yeah. But it's so foreign to people, which is why he gets so much criticism. Yeah. But what he has that a lot of people who have this thinking maybe for sure don't have to his degree is like money, which is attested to success. Yeah. And so like I just love how you can watch old videos of him like and how he came up with these ideas, and it's just so like everyone was like, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Why do that? No one's gonna want that. And then it just keeps going. It's crazy. Yeah. Okay, so I was wondering if you could do something live that kind of demonstrates something. So I don't know whether it's a reading, a premonition, whatever you're willing to do.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull a general read, a general card.
Okay.
Overall energy, because right now this one keeps popping up. So actually, we're gonna use this because this keeps popping up and looking at me. So right now, collective energy, I know we have 5 planets, or we will have 5 planets in retrograde in the month of August. So there's a lot of stuff moving and shaking coming around. So the first card that's been staring at me is the 8 of Swords in reverse. And it's about removing the limiting beliefs that trap us. Because when this is upright, this is all about just feeling like, okay, I can't do it. I can't do it. All the can'ts and the obstacles and the blame game and all that's going on. But I feel like right now where the collective energy stands, it's shaking things up so you realize that, oh crap, the blindfold fell off. It's me. I have to change. I have to do the work. I have the ability to create the 6 of Wands, which is all about that success that you want, that victory. So right now, we just keep going. Yes.
Wow.
The Tower card, but it's in reverse. It's about how we like to hold on to weak foundations. We like to hold on to things that do not serve us because it's our comfort blanket. But that's, again, like codependency. It's unhealthy. But this is the time to reevaluate. Take off the blindfold. Take off the blindfold, look towards the success that is yours to come if you just let the tower actually fall. Let the tower fall. So right now you can use this energy to work for you or against you. It's just a matter of you being open and in flow.
I love it. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So guys, like, I know not all of you guys are going to be open to necessarily like psychics and tarot cards, but I do feel like there is something to take away in terms of like how you see things, because you can get so caught up. I mean, you live your life every day. You are you, and you're going to always focus on what's in front of you. And sometimes when you have like an outside perspective kind of tell it to you this way, I love the idea of like, because that's like, oh my gosh, when you did that, I'm like, all right, I know exactly what that applies to and what I'm going to do about it. Yeah. And how it's honestly like, I just see it so clearly how it's going to help me tomorrow.
Yes.
Seriously. So yeah, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
This is exactly how I do it. We definitely have to meet up on the fly not floor. Writing your plans, getting it done, being grateful that you did it gives the universe a tip to reward you more and give you direction. True.
Yeah.
Phony, I'm going to message you. I did not. So he fixed his phone.
Oh, that's
awesome. Okay, here we go. My cock. The truth about psychics is they make more money than us, and they're essential scam artists.
Yeah, well, interesting, because I don't make it. I want you to believe that, because then that co-creates with me and that will get me more money. Because currently I told Heather that I'm working on my money issues. Yeah. I have a book that I bought called Creating Money. And I realized that my money story was blocking my abundance. And all of us, psychic or otherwise, we have a gift that's given to us. And if we don't really trust that gift fully, or if we're telling ourselves stories that are incompatible, it's going to block our flow of blessings coming to us. Mm-hmm. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm not one of those, but thank you for seeing me that way. And I hope I become one who just has a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And
that's crazy. I would never think that. I don't associate like psychics with a lot of money.
No, we're not.
Yeah, like I would never think that.
But I'm glad there are people who do think that.
And like Mike, just to speak for Christine, since she just did a reading on me, I definitely don't think she's a scam artist. Like I believe in, like I said, the practicality. Like take away the occult, take away the spirituality if that's like weird to you and like just odd to you. Like seriously, just even having that very intuitive outside perspective is really helpful for me as an entrepreneur. Like seriously, like I wouldn't.
Yeah, but even that's fair. I don't mind being,
totally.
Yeah, like that's a valid perspective, if it was spelled correctly. And that's what you want to do. You want to believe your own thought and you want to have it create your reality. And that's all you can do. Like it's never my job to prove to someone my value in their world or the psychic world's benefit, because we have to be open. And that's one of my requirements for me to work with someone is their openness and their non-judgment. The same way I wouldn't go to another and just criticize them or say doctors make a whole bunch and just prescribe things that we don't necessarily need. I would never generalize that. I would never generalize that around a race, a culture, a profession. And I would hope that, others wouldn't want to do that because it's a limiting place to be.
Right. And that's, I had to come to terms with that, but being a YouTuber, because I get comments from everywhere, and it's like comments I don't want to hear, comments I don't need to hear, and like a bunch of just like, like as tough as I have been able to build myself up to be, there's also, the ones that I'm just like, and it's just, we were talking about this earlier. We understand that it's ignorance, like you just don't know. So of course you're going to think a certain way. So we're not here to sell everybody. Like I definitely don't want everyone to subscribe to me. It's only the people who believe in what I do. And that's the same with Christine. And then that's how like we attract the clients that we want, the subscribers that we want, whatever that we're trying to attract. So Mike says on Hulu they have a show called Shut Eye, and it shows the dark side of psychics. I'm sure there's a dark side. Like,
there's dark to doctors. There's dark sides to teachers. In every field, because we're human and we have our dark and our light. There are always going to be the huge range of personality types that you have. Just like you have good women and bad, or not even bad women. You have good women, and you have women who want to use their prowess for this, or men, same thing. Nothing in this world, in my personal opinion, has an innate like good or bad to it. It's just your perception of it. So I just encourage people to own their perception and say, I perceive this way, or I perceive it that way. And if it's not for you, then we just move on and do other things. And if it is, you stick around and you learn more.
Like we're both creators, like I would like, coming from someone who wasn't a creator, like before I began this journey, I definitely wasn't that. I would watch things on TV. I would talk to my parents. I would read things in the news. And that is how I perceive the world, is from what I surrounded myself with. But, I became like the stereotype of failure. Like seriously, I'm a single 32-year-old woman who's broke as F doing absolutely, I don't even know, like, and so if I could even, like, even me, just, that's a perfect example. Like I could just be like, I'm a failure, but I don't feel that way. Like you kind of define,
who you are.
You define who you are, and, it's up to you to be open to that. So let's see. He wasn't talking about you, he was just talking in general. There you go. Let's see. No offense taking your inspiration in vlogging. I respect your opinion since you don't know iPhones. Thank you, Phony R. So, do you have anything else to add?
I would just say I don't know, just the thought. I just shouldn't ask that. Whatever you're kind of contemplating doing, just do it. Because a lot of times when we just sit on something, it's our gift to the world to share it. And like universe is trying to push you so you can inspire someone else, so you can just really show yourself that you can. And from that place of doing it, whether it works or it doesn't, you gather more insight into your next step. So if you're just sitting on it, then like your step 4 and 5 are going to be clouded as well. So just take a leap. I moved across the country. It was okay. I didn't have a solid plan, and I still don't, but I'm open. I'm open to universe showing me a sign, and I'm open to just trying it. And I think through that, you build the muscle.
Yes, 100%. And that's kind of like my whole vlog is like, I feel like I share things that most people wouldn't share, but I've seen the impact it could have even on just like people I don't even know. And I love that. It's empowering.
It is.
It's validating, it's empowering, and it makes me want to do more of it. So thanks, Christine.
You're welcome.
This has been awesome. So again, if you want to check out Christine, she's just like, she's been such a great introduction to all of this, like for me especially. So check her out. She's on Instagram, Vibes and Things. There's also a link in the description below. If someone wanted to like do more research, where would you point them?
Oh my God, YouTube.
YouTube, there you go.
YouTube, I would say, well, first, like, even starting with the chakras, like understanding your energetic center. I would say Google the chakras and understand from Eastern just perspective, and just even like look into the religions that exist, Buddhism, Hinduism. Go to your library, find things that you're kind of drawn to. I like to watch Abraham Hicks a lot. I think she breaks things down into a practical way. find a thought leader that resonates with you. Self-help books are a cool place to start because it's all about ownership, right? And accountability and action steps.
Yes.
So then I think with that momentum of yang energy, you're then open to doing more and seeing what else works. So approach it from more of a researching perspective, and type keywords into YouTube that really have been on your mind. Just type it and see if there's someone out there. I love the blog that we have on our website, truthintuitions.com. What I like about it is we have different writers and they tell their different stories and you're able to resonate because not everybody will resonate with me and my approach. Someone may appreciate the voice of another. So do the legwork. Don't give up just because this particular book didn't make sense to you.
Right.
Ask, and research. But YouTube, what I like about it is the fact that you're not just reading text that may go over your head. You're able to find thought leaders who can break it down to smaller pieces and to give you the practicalities of it. I always say like the baby book, in my opinion, The Secret is like a good place to start just for the overall understanding of law of attraction. But then from there, dig deeper and understand bigger things, but start. Right. That's it. Just start.
Love it. Love it. One more question from Boniar. I want your advice. If a girl doesn't believe in energy and attraction and is very religious, Catholic, do you think it's worth staying with someone like that?
Not if they're a negative person, because that drops your frequency and we're not made to be unhappy. We're not made to be in a situation that feels like a duty or task. It's kind of like a child when they hold onto your leg, you're like dragging them across the floor, but it's not as fun. It's this dead weight that's just there that you can't expand. You can't ascend in that space. So I'd be open to dating someone with a different like religious background or spiritual approach, as long as their core beliefs of love, compassion, forgiveness, all those were intact, because you provide a diversity within one another. It's like, you teach me this, I teach you that. That's sexy. But a person has to be optimistic, willing, ready, and open at the same time.
Right. 100%.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, this was so great. Aww. I feel so like zenned out.
Yeah.
Seriously. So thanks, Christine. Again, go check her out on Instagram. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll tell Christine, hey, we got more comments. So. All right. Catch you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.